My name is Sooo. I'm half Pakistani, half Indian, and I'm born and raised and still living in Amsterdam, in the country of Netherlands, which is seen as Holland. So I just keep it at Holland. I will tell you about my background, and every single other stuff is in the timestamp. So if you want to skip some parts, be my guest. So my mom is born and raised in Karachi in Pakistan, and my dad is raised in Mumbai in India. And I do know that my mom's side of the family, she originally comes from India as well. For the people who don't know, India was separated in 1947 between two states, Pakistan and India. So a lot of sides from the Indian went to Pakistan and vice versa. I do know my father's side of the family. They were from the city just outside of Mumbai, and then they moved to Nepal. And in the 80s, they moved to Karachi, where my dad met my mom. And I've also heard of stories that families are somewhere in Iran. So I think my great-great-parents, at least on my father's side, are from Iran. But that's a different story for them. So how is this like a third culture kid being born in a country which is not similar? It's a very different question because in the 90s, nobody even heard of this. I mean, there were immigrants everywhere. Most ethnicities here are from Turkey, from Morocco, from Suriname, at least in the 90s in Amsterdam. Amsterdam has, I think, over 180 nationalities. So it's a very international culture. The best way to describe Amsterdam at this moment is like New York and village style. In the 90s, it was different because the gentrification was not there, and most of the people here were still speaking Dutch. Not Deutsch, which a lot of people think in Germany. Dutch is the international version, we just call it Nederlands. And most of the time now, I walk outside in Amsterdam, sometimes I don't even hear a word of Dutch. It's just English. As a kid, it wasn't difficult to make friends. Usually I attracted people who were similar, like me, my background. Coming from a Muslim household, most of the friends I had were similar in Muslim sense, so Moroccans, Turkish people. Especially people from Turkey, I really got along with them. Even till this day, I can say most of my friends from high school, most Turkey. Some of them are from Morocco, some are from Suriname, and some Malaysia, some other country. But the food that I ate as a kid, still eating. Pakistani food is very known for the spiciness and called pani puri, niyari, which is like a meat stew, neti paratha, gajar ka halwa. My mom actually never made me butter chicken, and I think that's more of a. Then again, Pakistan is so big that Karachi on its own have their own dishes. People ask me like, why have I not seen Pakistani restaurants? Unless you're from the UK, you see them. It's basically the same as the sushi restaurants everywhere and not kimbap restaurant. Japanese, just more popular than Korean food, but it's changing around. So common questions that I get, which I would love. Is India and Pakistan the same? You guys look the same. Well, it's the same as saying Scotland and England, same, or Wales and or whatever, or Korea and Japan. I do know that my mom and dad originally they didn't live that far geographically from each other. People in southern India, they live totally different than people in north. There are people who live more like Nepalese, something ethnically more country that I do understand where it comes from. But in the case of my parents, it was easier for them to marry because they kind of look like people and family values. In the past, I heard a lot of people asking me, the movies, the actors, with song. My parents loved the movies, and eventually my dad tried to like them, and mom didn't like them anymore. I just lost my interest in that. I like American movies a lot more. You speak Pakistani. The three languages that I mostly speak is English, Dutch, which we also call Nederlands, and Urdu, which is the language. Urdu is very similar to Hindi, except for the fact that we have a lot more Persian words, Arabic words. Voor ook poetste hekken met baatje. En uiteraard omdat ik in Nederland woon, kan ik altijd heel goed woordje Nederlands. En misschien hoorden we het Amsterdamse accent ook in mij. I do understand 6 languages in total, which is additionally to Dutch in school. I also learned French and German in school, and remember, it's just like a dialect collection. Of course, this excludes the additional languages, Java, Python, C. I can read 4 variants of the alphabet, which is Latin, Arabic, Perso-Arabic, which is written Urdu, and Hangul, which is from Korea. Also a question which I get a lot is the fact that, is it maybe a good idea if India and Pakistan stay together? The same question I can ask for like, is it good if Japan and Korea are together? Because yeah, is there that much difference culturally? I do know there's a lot of political issue, and sometimes both countries are doing better or worse In this case, India has political turbulence, and the fact that in 1947 worse, you can basically see like the Uyghurs and the Chinese country, and they might get the state of their own. That's basically how back in the days the state of Pakistan developed. And before India, Pakistan, there were also like local, how would I say, dynasties of kings. So it was never like a true country. With the British people called it the tip of the whole area. They called it Hindustan, whatever they called with it here. Thereon, of course, there are separations, Bangladesh, India, and Pakistan. So there was never a country to begin with. But I think, especially if you look at the leaders or the Muslim people in Myanmar, I think it was a good idea for them to separate. Especially now, you see that there are very radicalized people. Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea. It's a good deal, don't work, in my opinion. My family in India actually told me better to live in Pakistan just for outside of work. Of course, the opportunities are more in India and the holidays are much better than in India. But you have to understand that majority of people in Pakistan are Muslims, so it's quite clear if minority over there, they get mistreated. India, there's not really a major religion. There's basically a lot of religions and all those religious sects in there. And even though sects has divisions, so it's very hard to say if one is better than the other because it's not better. It's more the fact that everyone can say that they do something out of religious faith, which also means that you might take each other's freedom because it's their freedom. What's an interesting fact you know from my family? They are from Mumbai, so that's actually the biggest. They have troubles in Mumbai. I think minorities in other places in India also have. But I'm just saying this from outside perspective. I would love to know your perspective because how did it actually go? And of course, I also would love to hear how Pakistani people say that as well. How do I identify myself? Well, there is a large community of Pakistanis and English. Holland, which is mostly in the city of The Hague. Amsterdam, at least where I live, had a lot less. And especially now, I traveled like between 5 countries. I've been in the people come here from all kinds of cultures, and what I learned is that it's not really thing of identification of culture. It's more where you grew up. So I identify myself as someone. I'm sure if I was from London or New York or from another major city, I would identify myself as someone there. But I wouldn't identify myself as a Dutch person, except for my nationality. But neither as a Pakistani or Indian, because I haven't been there. I haven't been to India. I was go to India with my family, but see, my mom is born in Karachi, so you couldn't get a visa, so you never had the opportunity to go there. I would love to go to India one day. What are the pros of being mixed? In this case, someone was mixed in Amsterdam. There's a lot of people, especially new people, want me because back in the days, nobody really cared where you're from. It was more like you're Muslim. So yeah, 100%. It was a brotherhood of Moroccans and Turkish people. So we didn't really care very little. We just really judged each other as a person. But since we have people from all over the world coming here, and I've been there as well, I love to tell them that. It's like Pakistan, mom, dad, and it's always like a love story. Those countries look the same, they are in war, how does it go? And I always answer the same. With love and war, you can help each other. Love over. Also, I never had an issue, anything of, oh, it's this bad. It's India, that, but the rule about movies, and yeah, the religion was kind of the same, said you had no issue with that. I don't think I had any issue with him. I don't think I had anything with that. My dad was the nicest person ever. My mom gave me a lot of beating, so I was straight up cat. So no, I have no issue. Another pro is that I'll always tell people on Mipta, and people really seem to like it if it's Pakistani Indian. I've been asked a few times, I've been asked 3 times to join some casting agencies. I've been asked to work as models, and it's always a perspective. People love to have mixed ethnicities on the billboard for the people love mixed ethnicities for their future in commercials or billboard or commercial. People just love mixed ethnicities in the world of entertainment. The cons of being mixed outside of some infinite debate, I don't think will always wrong. Like if I go to Pakistan, it's always on very fun, and I always say I'm from Pakistan. Matter of fact, everywhere where I go, every often here I'm from, I always ask that. That's already a conversation with. However, since my dad moved to Karachi and we never had the opportunity to go to India, if I had to choose one, I would choose Pakistan just because I identify myself more as that and just because I've never been. So sorry about my Indian brothers and sisters, but if I have to choose one, I take that. My cousins are also happen here at Pakistan, and they actually moved here after. So Zimbabwe, Malawi, the rest of my family either in the UK or in the US or in New Zealand. So my family is kind of everywhere around the globe. And that's a great message that I want to broadcast to you is that it doesn't really matter. What matters more is that you're respectful for me. Understand that the Hitler is everywhere, especially now they are more different ever. And you need to betray the themselves. And the only way to live it is to neutralize. You don't have to like each other. You don't have to communicate with best friends. But if you understand that there are differences, understand the interests, you can at least talk with each other through different types. Actually. And if you shift to that paradigm shift, you will understand that people in the higher echelon, they really get along with each other. And I only exaggerated example. By the time I'm making this video, Ukraine and Russia are at the bottom. If they are done keep meeting, the generals of both countries will be dining with each other on the table, maybe in a room like this, probably gifting each other's families. But it's people from the lower class, lower echelon, people on the forefront, soldiers, they will kill each other. So this is the paradigm shift that you can do for yourself. You have to be general. You understand that we can also rise. Please ask for questions. I really love this video. It was very passionate for me. A lot of people ask me where I was from. This is also like a legendary community with a lot of people. Until next time.